This is a weird episode. A child holding his dead mother next to his father. Okay, I'm the child. This is mom, dead as fuck. Oh. Sorry. I have my coffee, and I decided to start from the lyrics, so that the lyrics or the story can influence the sound. It's a ugly, disgusting sound, but it's perfect for that thing. While I was recording, I felt like someone here telling me the lyrics, suggesting me the lyrics, the story, and the vibe of this tune. The story, the subject is a child that lost his parents, let's say mom and dad, during after a war, a conflict. I really felt like someone downloaded that image in my brain. I think the universe sometime. I think when we create music and we create stories, it's like picking from a universal pool. Let's present the scene. There's this kid with his dead mother in his arm. Let's go into the mind of the kid. Let's go into the mind of the kid. Like, what's happening inside of his mind? What is he thinking? What is he feeling? What is he thinking about the future? What is he remembering? Like, I didn't experience a so profound loss in my family, but recently I had the news of my grandma. Basically, she can have, let's say, a problem. I don't want to go into such detail. And what happened in my head was, I'm not ready to lose my grandma. I thought about the future of, like, I always said to her, I wanted to make you a great grandmother. Like, I want you to be able to meet my children in the future. And of course, I thought about all the best experience with her. So we can dive into the mind of this child in a way like, fuck, I'm sad, I don't want this, I'm not ready. And at the same time talking about his vision of the future, like, how am I going to live? How am I going to go to school? How am I going to become the man that I want to be without having my mom and dad beside? And at the same time thinking about, I don't know, a stupid moment in time, but that is really that it is really important to him. Something like that time that we went on a vacation to, che cazzo ne so, to, this is Italian by the way, to Disneyland. We can dive into the mind of this child. Let me elaborate on that, and when I will show you. It will be, this vlog is a fucking mess, I know. I had an idea, okay? I structured the idea better, let's say. So, the scene. Let's start with the scene. A child holding his dead mother next to his father. Okay, I'm the child. This is mom, dead as fuck. And next to me, there's dad. Even. Sorry. Then we dive into the child's mind, and I wrote, describe the fear of the future, like, what am I going to do? And then remember a good memory that made you realize how important they are, okay? Describe a memory that made this fucking child, that I'm going to name, I need to find a name for this. And because of this memory, he realized, fuck, my mom and dad are really important to me, because sometimes we give um, we don't value that much. We think it's of course I have a mom and dad. It's normal, and we need to pay more attention to it. And then we go back to the scene. We go out of his mind and we go back to the scene and wanna describe the scene surrounding him, the distraction, maybe another family, um, maybe a mom holding his child, maybe a dad holding his wife, a man holding his wife, and so on and so forth. Describing the distraction surrounding him, so we can give the song a more general feeling. Okay, more of us can relate to that, and then from the scene, from that scene of the surrounding distraction, I want to talk about how it happened, and let me explain. We are in a post-conflict scenario. We can talk about bomb falling off the sky, some kind of bomb that's detonated, some kind of shooting, whatever the fuck it is. But because I said I want an instrumental section, I want to give that instrumental section, maybe with even sound effects, the feeling of a conflict itself. Like with some. Let's grab the guitar really quickly. Something dissonant, something really heavy. Something really chaotic that resemble a conflict. People running away from fire, people running away from guns, people running away from cannon, people trying to hide themselves from bomb falling out from falling off the sky, something like that. Let's keep it. Describe scene 3, scene 4. Sorry, because scene 1 is the child. Scene 2 is the diving into the mind. Scene 3 is the surroundings. Scene 4 is the conflict itself. Scene 4, the conflict. The conflict, let's say instrumental. Instrumental. Okay? Or 50-50, like. Let's open another possibility. I need to be more concise with my choice, but I don't care. Another possibility can be the child describing that conflict. Ooh, here's an idea. Here's an idea. Like a flashback. Scene 4/B. 4/B. Okay, the conflict. But the conflict can be described. Sorry. The idea is the child talking about the moment before the conflict, like oh, it was a normal Wednesday morning. I was having cereal and a fucking bomb dropped into my yard, something like that. The beginning of the story, because I'm seeing these stories as here's the final scene, which is the child holding his dead mother, and now you get to see all the flashback. Basically, this song is a flashback from the child. Is a flashback from the child perspective. Not bad. Let me flashback from child perspective. Not bad. Not bad. Scene 4B, let's say the moment moments before the conflict. We get to the verse, which is the final scene, the product of the conflict, okay? Which is the child holding his dead mother. Okay. And then we dive into its mind, and I said, and I remember thinking about a really dark musical vibe with a nostalgic feeling even to it, because I said describe the fear of the future, which of course is dark as shit, and this memory that made the child understand how important mom and dad were to him. So I need to find something nostalgic. And even tonality wise, I know how can I how can I go for that. And then we go back into the physical world. Let's say we go out of the mind into the physical world, and I want to talk about the distraction around him. I think musical wise can be something similar to this one. This maybe by keeping the same riff almost, and changing a little bit the sounds just to give the song a movement like a movie. Okay, yeah, that's a nice choice. And that's the scene. That's the product of the conflict. And now the flashback starts. After scene 3, the flashback starts. Flashback starts. And we go off by talking about the moment before the conflict. So it was a normal Wednesday morning and someone dropped a bomb in my yard, something like that. Of course, more poetically developed and shit. And then instrumental section, the conflict, because I want to use music as a mean to describe a moment, like like those early 19th century, no, early 20th century modern classical composer that uses music to. I remember there's a tune, a composition, sorry, that use violin to emulate the sound of airplane dropping bombs and sirens, something like that. A little bit more in a prog metal style, so a conflict is chaotic. There's people running from fire, from guns, from shit, people screaming. So I'm thinking about time signature changes, dissonance, or something like that. Really in the style of Dream Theater, because Dream Theater is the best band on this fucking planet, and now Portnoy is back in Dream Theater. I'm happy. Okay, we describe the conflict, and we can close the and we can go back to the physical world and the scene of this fucking child holding his mother, and we can make it ends like with him crying, screaming, shouting. Basically, the scene is happening in real time. It's like 5 seconds. He's holding his mother. There's blood. He realized, and all the thinking, the remembering of the past, the thinking about the future is happening in real time. But we know that the time. I think the time inside our heads is flows in a different way compared to the time in the physical world. We went into a weird place, headspace. I know. So final scene. Let's say uh, physical world, physical world. Okay, physical world. The child is crying, and the song stuck. It doesn't have a continuum, at least for now. But like this is what war or conflict uh, can be. Again, for the theme of cruelty in humankind, I think war is at the same time something necessary sometimes, because violence I think is something necessary, but I think is the most stupid shit ever in the history of humankind. If I think that we have a brain that we can use to think, okay? It's weird to explain, but you know my point. So this is it for the story. Let's go for this. Okay, I have a story in mind. I can. Ooh, let's do something like that for the musical development. Let's compose a short compilation of a short piece for every scene. Okay, but like 20 bars to give me the right feeling that can inspire the right words, because because I know during the recording I have someone suggesting me the words, but because I'm Italian it's difficult to throw out words like that. Okay, this is a weird episode. I want to post it like that without me playing it, and I want to use this documentary shit. Okay, let's go. Ciao.